Welcome to a mostly cloudy day in Empyrion Galactic Survival Alpha 10.5, and if I'm wandering around here with a shotgun, the reason for that is this. I've had quite a few problems with insects at the moment, which is making life a little bit difficult. Now, in the last part, we went out and looted these crash titans. There's still plenty of loot left on them, but I got enough to be going on with. And more importantly, what I did get is some heavy armor. I think in the previous video I said it was medium armor because I think I was so surprised to actually find any armor at all. And the first thing I want to do with that is actually put that armor on because, wow, I need it. And I'm also going to put the EVA boost on because you can see if I take it off, you see even the heavy armor only gives protection to -40, which is not enough for space. But if I go this, putting the EVA boost on takes it down to -230. I'm not sure I really need. I suppose it gives me a bit of extra radioactive protection on top of what I've already got. The other thing we also got was a drill. Take the helmet off, and I'm just going to drop in the armor and that into there. Now, in preparation to go and visiting the moon, I need to make a couple of changes to the ship, simply because if you watched the previous video, I was saying that I wasn't getting a full 100% from the generator. I was getting over 100% with the generator. So what I want to do, I think we should be able to just drop it onto there. What I want to do is put a second generator into here, and I'll drop that in. But of course, I need to encase that now. I'm sounding a little bit twitchy. It's due to the fact that these insects have been a bit of a problem recently. What I'm just going to do is just drop that in there, and I think what we could do is just follow what it's banned. Just rotate that around. Is that right? Or was that the wrong? It's the wrong way around. I think that will fit in there. Then we can just put a small one in there. That just encases the back of the ship, and it gives me a bit of support. And I think the only other thing I need to get out of here, which I was manufacturing before I can power this off, just get rid of that, is let's go here. What am I doing? General supplies. Is I want to put some more ammunition into the nightshade. Okay, so that we've got plenty of ammunition should we get into trouble. And just to show you what I've also done is I've got some O2 in there. That should be more than enough. A bit of power, some spare promethium, a plant fibers. We got a portable constructor, some steel blocks should we need to do repairs. And the other thing I've also done is put everything I need into the fridge. So I think we can perish time health. What we got here? Food, health. And what I want to do is just repair some damage caused by a visit by the creatures. Probably eat a few of these buds as well. Oh, there's no health on those buds. I think 498 is good enough, and I think that is about it. I just want to check. I've got the drill. Got no drill charges. Okay, well, I've made some drill charges. It'd be a bit embarrassing to go all the way to the moon, and I'm not sure what I'm doing that. Okay, I made the charges, but I didn't put them into my inventory. I say that would have been embarrassing. The other thing I'm also thinking about is taking a sniper rifle with me. Maybe I will, to give me a bit of a ranged attack. I don't think we need that. And looks like we've got radiated fog coming in, so that is probably my best cue to do it. Of course, so what I can do now is power that off completely. And we're just going to jump in the ship. And we're going to turn the thrusters on. You can see I've got, well, I could probably do with some. Okay, let me just do the necessary. I think we could. I don't think I've got any power there, but oh, you've got to be kidding me. No, okay, we'll just have to take it from the. I want to make sure that is fully powered before we leave. And the same with the oxygen. I don't, well, we might, yeah. So that should be more than enough. I'm not planning on being away too long. And of course, to get up into space, we just got to go straight up. And we'll get out of this radiated fog. And of course, I don't have any night vision goggles or anything at the moment, so when things get dark, it just gets awkward. Now, if any of you are new to the game, if you look on the bottom right, you will see the countdown to going into orbit, dropping down, and eventually that will flip over and it says distance to the planet. Okay, so we're now up in space and we should be able to come here. Here's the moon over there. So I think if we come in here, we'll have a quick look at what the planetary system is like. We've got a planet there. That's got iron, copper, silicon, cobalt, neodymium, sathium, and promethium. That should be good. This one is a barren planet, minus 210 degrees. Wow, this could be interesting to go to. This has got estrum, zirconium, copper, copper and silicate there. And of course, we've got the asteroid field here, and it just says it's got zirconium in it. That could be useful once we got a warp drive. And I think somebody actually put a comment in about visiting the lava planet. We probably will go to a lava planet, but lava planets are a little bit extreme for... We've got to find the moon now. Where is the moon? There it is. Let me just tag that. It's always a bit difficult because if you tag it there, but you see the line up to the distance. Why can't I see any... Ah, there it is. Right, it's saying the moon is behind planet, so let's get over here. And of course, if I press I can turn off the auto brake. That will allow me to conserve a little bit of fuel. Now, what I want from the moon is three things. I want cobalt, which I can put up into the factory after I've made it into ingots. And the other thing I want is promethium. And of course, the other thing I want is pentaxid, because we need the pentaxid to power the warp drive. We need the cobalt to effectively put into here. If I can find the loot lifter 300 factory. See, we need at least 300 ingots of cobalt, which could be a little bit of a challenge. And of course, I need the promethium for fuel. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to head for the moon. I'll see you once I actually arrive. So here we are coming up on the moon. Now, when you approach the moon, bear in mind that moons do not have any gravity. And therefore, I'm just going to put the auto brake on, because the last thing you want to do is come down through the atmosphere and crash straight into the planet. Also, you see that the approach graphics are different from what they were before, because in the 10.5 update, they changed the whole texture representation of approaching a planet. And I think if I remember correctly, they say that what you've actually got here, oh wow, we're straight down on 0x territory. That could be awkward. So where are we? Yeah, we're on the edge of 0x territory. So what I'm going to do is fly a little bit east for the moment. Yeah, what they've actually said in the 10.5 update was the fact that just level off as well. So that we got is that the texture you see when approaching the planet is the texture that's actually on the planet. So you've got some idea of what you're going to land for. So now, of course, from a gameplay perspective, one of the problems of operating on the moon is the fact that once you actually get down to close to the moon, their darkness will be a bit of an issue, and I apologize for that, guys, because I say I don't have night vision. Of course, top tip, don't ever come down close to the moon when you're actually over 0x territory, because you just never know what you're going to drop down onto. And I think we're just going to head south for the moment, see if we can sky south, maybe southwest. I just want to see what is down to there. I mean, it doesn't take long to get all the way around the moon, so... Right, it says there's two areas in that direction. You can see there's plenty of pentaxid on the ground. I mean, truthfully, I should really be dropping down to collect that stuff, but I think what I want to do is just explore at the moment, see if we can find a cobalt mine or some promethium. Found an iron deposit, thank you, game. I am really engaged with the idea of a iron deposit. Right, I think maybe we'll go a bit southwest now, just to try and stay in the daylight, because it is possible to fly around the moon and stay in daylight all the time, as long as you can just keep the pace up. Right. So I'm just going to. I mean, I could turn off the auto brake, but there's always a bit of a risk with the auto brake, in the sense that you just never know. Right, we're in 0x territory. What I'm going to do is I'm going to gain some height, and I think it might be advantageous to fly over the top of the 0x territory. So what we're going to do is go north and see what's there. I mean, if it could be relatively harmless bases, but you do want to get a little bit of height before you do this. Right, we're in 0x territory. Right, it looks very much like there's something down there. Maybe we can drop down a little bit, but got to be a bit careful. Oh, tell me what they are, please. Right, we found a power station. And that's the reason why I was saying it was like, found the drone base straight away. That's a bit unfortunate. Let's just climb high, climb high. That was probably not one of my better ideas. All we need to do is get away from here and see what damage has been done. Right, let's fly west now. I don't think I actually lost anything. Okay, this might be a little bit of a problem. Yeah, there's a pentaxid deposit right in the middle of that area there. Right, let's just stop here. Okay, oops, put the helmet on. And of course, if you're doing this, it's very important that you do not push yourself off the top of the ship. Because if you do, you could be in trouble. Just make sure I say we did get a few whacks, so let's make sure everything is. I mean, more importantly is the actual thrusters. Yeah, so just make sure we haven't. I mean, we were at very long range, so even though we were taking hits, I don't think the hits were as strong as they could have been. So we're just going to jump in there. And I suppose another way to do a quick check is to. I mean, one of the Gatling guns is 8% damage, but I think we can live with that. Right, let's just go south now. We're actually out of 0x territory, so we can drop down a little bit and get a bit closer to the ground. Oops. So far we're not doing that well. This is this stuff away to the west. Maybe I do need to drop down and grab some pentaxid when I see it. Right, it says there's two things away to the south, so if we go roughly southwest, and we'll see what we can find. Oh, there's some. I think what I am going to do is just drop down and start collecting a little bit of pentaxid. It just mean that, I mean, you don't get much from these nodules, but it does mean that you can. It saves the hassle of having to mine stuff. So we got one there, and we can drop that in there like that. Ship. Okay. I'm just going to keep going south and actually just have a quick check. Never remember if we can. So if I now put that into there, Oops, I should have done that. And what we'll do is just refine some of this. I mean, we might as well refine it as and when we see it. So we're just going to keep going south. Now, most of the mineral deposits on the moon are normally defended by drones, so we can expect a little bit of trouble. There's a little bit more, there's quite a lot of pentaxid there, so we can drop down and grab some more of this. Apologies that this isn't particularly that interesting. Oops. Do a little bit of a hover float here, like this. Because we can save a little bit of power by turning that off. Of course, you've got to remember that because we got the cockpit pressurized, we are consuming oxygen from the main reserve, so I'm not sure why I'm carrying a weapon. I think there are no kind of hostile life forms or anything there. The only real threat is from drones and Xerex bases. And one thing I didn't notice when we were there, although we'd probably would have to explore, I didn't see actually any pirate bases in there as well. Why have I got 16 blocks on my toolbar? Okay, let's grab this. What's that? It's probably just a rock. Oh, oops, no. I mean, I've got the survival tool here. Yeah, it's just rock. I'm not particularly interested in rocks. Pick that bit up. Whoops. How can one single bit of upright from the ground stop me? I mean, I could convert to the drill, but I'm not going to use the drill until I actually find something that's really worth picking up. I'll just grab that little bit of pentaxid there. And I mean, I don't need vast quantities, so I just need about 10 or 20 of them, which should be more than enough to power the Nightshade on a bit of an expedition. We'll just grab that. And you can see that the temperatures aren't really that much of a problem. Okay, put thrusters on, and I'm just going to take off again. Back to there, and of course, I think what we're going to do is just put that in there. So you can see we've refined 2 of them and got 4 pentaxid, which is pretty good. And I think we'll just drop that on, take the survival tool off the tent, well, to keep it there, and actually, what am I doing? I'm just going to put that in there, and how are we doing? Food is dropping, so, and that can go in there, and we'll just flip to the constructor. We've got 5 more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and of course I forgot, I'm going to eat something in the fridge. I'll just have a couple of steaks. I mean, we shouldn't run out of food, not by a long way. Just going to turn off the... Right, we're back in Xerex territory, thank you. Wow, 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 okay. We need maneuverability and we need height. This could be a little bit dodgy. I think we're going to head southwest. Alright, we found another iron deposit, thank you game. I want something a bit more than that. I need promethium and cobalt. Right. That's good. Right, what I'm going to do is drive west, I think, and see what we can find. The Xerex don't like us, but who cares? Right, it says there's south. I'm just going to try and find out. I mean, I'm not really getting a good vibe from this at the moment. And that looks very much like the cap of the moon. Okay. Right. We found a pentaxid deposit, and there's a drone there, so We may have to farm the drones. I think there's the drone there. We're going to get straight in on him. Pretty sure that's the drone there. I'm not going to worry too much about the pentactic deposit. You can see here there's a quite useful deposit here, which I can pick up all this group here alongside the drone. So jump in, leave the power on at the moment. I'm just going to, yes, wow, those large power cells are going to be very useful. Just going to get back to here. I'm not sure why I'm walking around with the drill on, but never mind. Just not that it really makes much difference. I don't really actually need a weapon, come to think of it. I think we'll just grab these and just grab this round the crater. This. Keep an eye on the radar, make sure that no other drones are sneaking in on us. So taking that large minigun drone down was very useful. In fact, what I probably should do is get back up into space. Or not space, but above the surface. Right, it's saying that this. I think what we're going to do is just follow the radar for a little while. And oops, don't want to put it in the fridge. Container controller. We got 4 large Promethean fuel packs. That should help with the fuel supply. And it's going to flip to here, and we've got 14. So what I'm going to do is just make another 10 of those, and then that should be enough. And I'm just going to flip back, and what we're going to do is go to player and go back to container controller, and what I'm going to do is just flip that onto, so that if I pick up anything it would just go straight into the container controller. Put it back to weapons, and of course we're just going to reload. Right, there's something to the north, something to the west, and just want to see if we can just keep flying this way. I mean, if I can find a soft target from a Xerax perspective, that would be really good. Right, found another pentactic deposit, and that's actually protected by 2 rocket drones. Do I really want to go head to head with rocket drones? Probably not, just at the moment. I mean, it'd be good to get the supplies from them. Right, we found Cobalt, and there's a drone there, so, and it's small, but we're going to take it. I can see one drone just there. We've got going on, all guns blazing. Aha. And I'm just going to get in here. That. And get down here. Yes, I like that. And we certainly want the Cobalt deposit, so I'm just going to get in here, get in really close. I think, is that just a bit more height? Oops. I'm just going to 5 meters, 57, 50, 49, so it's gone, so it's about the best I'm going to get. And it's going to take a little while to mine this out, so I'm just going to stand here, double tab, because this could be a little bit risky, and of course we're going to go And we want everything we can out of here, so I'm just going to dive straight in. You can see the difference having the drill now. I mean, finding that drill was really fantastic. You can see how quickly we've put that there. And we've got the cobalt ore. I'm pretty sure if I go to there, go the quick way, we should be able, what I want to do is start making, so if we put in a couple of, maybe about 130 cobalt ore, what we should do is turn that to ingots as and when it's been mined out. When it'd be really great if this single mine provided me with all the cobalt I needed for the what we call it, the small vessel. I mean, I've got cobalt back on my base, so effectively I could put all this ore directly into the factory. Anyway, I'm just going to mine this out and I'll be right back unless I get attacked by drones. Okay, welcome back. I'm just picking up the last few pieces of cobalt in this mine. And you can tell that because I'm actually getting crushed stone. I may have to dump the crushed stone. But then again, sometimes if you can carry it, it's just worth doing it because it just saves the aggro when you want to use it for other purposes. I think that is about it. And just to give you an idea, we've now got 302 cobalt ore, and you can see I've made 470 cobalt ingots. So first thing we're going to do is get into here. I'll split the difference first and the difference again, and just going to drop that in there. So we've now got the cobalt for the necessary bits and pieces. I'm going to jump in the ship. Better put the thrusters on. Actually, I need oxygen. Actually, come to think of it, so while we're here, before we take off, and just going to get around the back here and from the top. And I'm just going to. Okay, no O2 in the tanks. Oh well. And I mean, this gives you an example of how quickly you can go through oxygen. Just put that there actually. There's this hook. And of course this is going to go oxygen, so that means I'm going to have to go this way. And I'm just going to drop in. So so we used up a bit of that. I'm going to use the small ones at the moment. And how are we for weight? Let me just flip this back the other way. I just want to make sure. No. Only controller. So that cobalt alone is enough to give me a few problems. Actually, that could probably go into the ammo as well. Just put that in there. I'm just going to take off now. Right, so we've now effectively got enough cobalt. What I really need now is promethium. And so what I want to do is just fly for some promethium. And I'm also a little bit aware of the time. Ah, look at that. We found promethium. Now the question is, has it got the local friendly drone with it? Not showing up on the radar. Just ship's getting a bit heavy. You can see that. Actually, I need something to eat as well. Sorry about this. Yeah, if the ship gets too overloaded, I think we'll just go straight for some beans. And that should be enough. If the ship gets too overloaded, that we'll be able to fly on the moon, but when we get back to the planet, we will come to Earth with a little bit of a bump. And this is a medium promethium deposit. Now I'm just going to get it. I'm not getting anything from the point of view of a drone. So what I'm going to do is just get in a little bit closer. I think we're getting very close to accomplishing the objective. So what I'm going to do is just come down here. And it's going to land again. Yeah, turn the thrusters off. I mean, in some way the game has given us a bit of a free pass here. Let's go and get the pentaxid. while we're at it. And okay. Now, I don't want to take everything in this mine. What I want is just to get enough so that I don't run any risks. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to double tap tab. And you can see all the big Promethean deposits there underneath. Look at this. Wow. Hey, we're really cooking now. 22. I want about a couple of hundred. I think we should be more than enough to be going on with. I mean, I can always come back to the moon and pick up some more. I'm just gonna charge in here. And because of course once we've got the lifter SV, we can always come up here and get some more. I think we're just getting a little bit more. Just have a quick look how much I've got, because I am very much aware of the loading situation and I don't want the ammo. Yeah, we're very close to maximum anyway now, so I think that's going to be more than enough for what I want. And in fact, it's probably too much. Oh no, I've got the thrusters on. So what we're going to do is just get up here, get a bit of height, and just have a look round. And actually, I think just to finish the video off, we're going to go west and see across the seam line and see what's to the west of us, see if we can find any more resources. So we just want to open up this area here, and that looks very much like a crashed ship, which could mean drones. I'm just going to inch in. Yeah, so that's a satellite wreck. That's not of any great. Well, we can take out here. Attacks from above can be very effective. The only downside is that where they can be effective on the moon because you've got no terrain, but when you on the planet, sometimes you can get yourself into a little bit of trouble, and the ship is getting quite heavy to maneuver, so that maybe is the cue to kind of effectively call it a day. Oh, we got some Cobalt alloy and some fuel packs. Okay, we'll take that. Aha. And we're just going to check out over here, see what this is. I mean, technically, there's no reason why you couldn't actually set up a base on the moon, actually. Now, it says there's a drone there, but I can't see him. And that's a little bit... Sometimes when you've got the sun in front, you get those yellow dot things, which can be a bit of an issue. Let's see if we can see him. Okay. Okay, looks like there's 2 drones here. Got him. Got him. Because one of the advantages of being on the moon is that you can actually see where the drones have crashed. I'm really starting to push my luck here. The ship is pretty overloaded, so I'm just going to jump out. I mean, yeah, take that. I mean, I'd be very tempted to check out the crash ship here, but I think I'd just overload the ship even more, and I think that would be a bit stupid. I'm just going to jump here. I'm just going to get this one, and then I think it's definitely time to go back to the home planet. I'm just going to jump into here, and of course we're going to go straight up into space now. You can see there is quite a lot of interesting stuff here. We're on the edge of 0x territory there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get up into space and return to the home planet, and I'll see you once we're re-entering the home planet, because I just want to show you the consequences of coming into the home planet with a heavy ship. So I'll see you once we actually get there. Welcome back. What's actually happened is that I was flying through here. I've actually found a silicon asteroid here. And I must admit, normally finding an asteroid is quite difficult, but this could be a useful thing to have, because it means that if I get really short of silicon back on the planet, I will be able to get out here and mine it. I'm trying to do is get a bit of height, and just put the auto brake back on. And I just want to show you about how mining asteroids. You come in close. Now the whole asteroid is not made up of silicon. What you'll see is, I think this is a silicon deposit here. I'm just going to come in and check. Yeah, I think this is a little bit of silicon here. So if I jump out into space here. Now in space life can be a little bit tricky. So what you want to do is just get into here. And what you'll see is if I punch this here, you can see we can get some. And I say, this is one of the reasons why quite often when you are in space you want to use auto miners, because gathering stuff here. I'm just going to grab a little bit of silicon just for the funsies of it, just to show you what mining an asteroid is like. So that's about it. And it does take a little of getting used to, of maneuvering in space. You can see the ship is actually upside down. So anyway, I'll carry on returning to the home planet, and I'll see you once I actually get back. So here we are. We're just about to enter the atmosphere, so I'm just going to put the auto brake back on so that we've got control, and I could come down to Earth with a great big crash here, so I'm just going to drop through the moon. There's water supply there, so 3 kilometers away. It seems the radiated fog is still there. Actually, it looks like I might be getting away with this, so I'm just going to level off. Yeah. No. And I'm overweight and I can't take off. There we are. Apologies, I've just had a bit of a coughing fit. You can see now I'm on the ground here, and I've got a bit of a problem because I'm overweight, but I do have a solution for this, and this is the reason why I think I had a solution for it. Yes, I do. Is what we're going to do is get here. We're going to drop that there. What we're going to do is going to pull out the iron ingots. I don't want the silicon. Probably all that crushed stone is probably not helping matters very much. I should really have dumped it, but what we're going to do is drop this in here. What we're going to do is take out all that crushed stone, I think. I want everything else. I mean, I don't really want to leave anything. So we're going to drop all the crushed stone in here. And of course what we're going to do is drop a marker here. Just call it deposit. Oops. Take the caps lock off. Deposit. Accept. And hopefully that would have lightened the load on the ship. No, it's not. Okay. So we're still going to have to drop some more stuff off. Okay, let's take the helmet off. I don't really need it on now. Right, F4. What else can I take out of here? I suppose we could leave some of the promethium behind. I did mine out a lot more promethium than I really needed, and I want to hang on to the silicon if possible. So, let's see. Nope, still can't take off. Wow. Okay. Right, we're going to have to drop some of the cobalt as well. And I mean, I can always come out here, make several trips. Hopefully that's going to give me... Right, we've can just get off the ground now. But it's not that much of a problem because I have got all the required cobalt I need. Oh, great. I mean, I've barely got lift at the moment, so what I'm going to do is effectively go forward and press boost lift at the same time. And we're just going to try and get back to base, but I think this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And what I will probably do off camera is do a couple of trips to recover that deposit and get it all back to base. Because in the next part, what I want to do is, I'll just take a little bit of a chance here, is get this ship kitted out with all the necessary iron and substrate, copper and the silicon. And then that will mean that we will have a heavy lifter to go out and explore. More importantly, we will have a ship that's warp capable. Oh, the spider's nest is quite some distance away. Anyway, until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.